Star Wars collecting in 2025 is nothing comparative to the 2000s era of prequels and just the collecting that you could get from everything there. I mean, I'm talking about Macca's toys. I'm talking about Hungry Jack's toys. I'm talking about Kmart stuff, Target stuff. I'm trying to think of more things from all over the world, but I can't really think of anything except for Australia. But anything that could have had the Star Wars logo had it on there. I'm talking about memorabilia to random bobbleheads and even the classic and iconic TVC figurines. I mean, everything was booming. Black Series was just coming out. That's the 6-inch scale figurines. I mean, everybody loves that. Everybody would have had a random Black Series one, a 6-inch figurine. That's a giant figurine, by the way. That's probably the biggest figurine I've ever heard of. I mean, now we just have a lot of this stuff. TVC, the old stuff, the vintage stuff. He wants to say hi. But, you know, I don't really know where collecting is at in 2025. Lately, I've been walking around, I've been going to different stores, and I always look for something Star Wars because not only do I want to make a video on it, but I love collecting random knickknacks that is Star Wars. Now, I've had the benefit of being able to find many stores around me and having multiple different facets of the hobby universe of Star Wars that I could kind of delve into. But I wanted to go into that today and kind of ask the question of, is Star Wars collecting dead? Personally, I think we're on the way. I actually really do think we're on the way. I mean, I went to Sydney CBD. That is the biggest part of Sydney. Anything that you need to find, it's there. It has to be there. I mean, that is literally the central business district. I mean, if you do not find any big store there, what the hell's going on? I mean, not only is it just big businesses, but it's also big shops that are waiting for the people who have just finished a long, hard day, long and hard, to get their 6-inch figurines. That is classic. That's a classic. I just made a sexual innuendo in a YouTube video. Am I going to get demonetized? No, because I'm not monetized anyway. Look, I'm a big collector of TVC. You're probably going to hear me talk about TVC, and collecting. Do a shot every time I say TVC or collecting, and I promise you, you are going to be so wasted that you won't even know what the hell we've been talking about today. But I wanted to talk about the multiple facets here. I have something like, oh my God, it's the Lego. So we've got Lego. We've got brand new cards. Oh my God. This one is a Mastercraft card. It actually, my brother got this for me. Oh, sorry, I was not even talking to the microphone. The microphone or the Darksaber, something I will talk about. Basically, this is a sourced fabric relic. Now, this is 25 of 25. They made 25 of these right here, and it was the Armorer's Belt from season 1 of Star Wars The Mandalorian, my favorite ever show. And this card is honestly something that I'm going to treasure and I'm going to hold on to for so long. I'm not even going to take it out. I'm not even going to take it out. Cards are like such a cool way to learn how to, collect. I mean, not learn how to collect. It's such a fun way to collect that is not, taking up hundreds and hundreds of kilometers or miles or whatever you want to talk about in your home. But then we can go something a little bit bigger. The TVC. Now, the TVC is kind of on its way out. I wanted to talk about this specifically because this is the one that I'm most well-versed in. And it's kind of something that's worrying me. I mean, a lot of the lines that Hasbro's bringing out. Now, Hasbro, for anyone who doesn't know, Hasbro owns all of the rights for these 3.75-inch figurines. They have created these literally since the dawn of Star Wars. Actually, earlier than Star Wars, because the way that George Lucas was able to kind of channel more money into the first Star Wars, A New Hope, he actually used it as figurines before. He sold the figurines beforehand, and then he released the movie. And actually, it worked really, really well for the nostalgia. I mean, so many kids at the time, I mean, so many of you would probably have stories about fighting your siblings for different things, but I mean, and having your own personal favorite guy, but they would have their figurine, their one little guy that, they'd been playing with for the past, 3 to 6 months. And then, oh my God, there's a movie. Oh my God, that's my guy. You know what I mean? And then have these really, really cool figurines. And I think that's such a beautiful benefit of that. But with the coming of this digital era, it worries me. It worries me because I feel like kids these days don't have access to these toys. Even talk about the price point. I mean, especially in Australia. Now, I'm not talking a lot about the American price point because I've seen stuff in Ross and all that kind of, I think it's called Ross. It's one of these kind of discount stores or, random knick-knack stores in America. Maybe all of you Americans can comment down below and actually just let me know if I'm getting that right. But Ross, basically, they do all of these different sales and they've got these like $2.99. You go, oh my God, it's this amazing sale. Come quickly get this Lando Calrissian that's been sitting on there literally since 1982. And it's just like, bro, come on. I don't want a Lando, but I guess, okay, fine, I'll take it. I mean, I actually have a Lando. I don't even know why I bought one. I mean, no one buys them, but give love to Lando. Lando love, actually. I remember who was it? I remember, I think it was Star Wars 66 and Pop the Bounty Collector. They were both looking at, like, they were both going to Ross and they were finding these figurines and they were like, oh, give love to Lando. And Leia as well, because no one really buys Leia and Lando. If I'm honest, I mean, okay, are you going to choose between a Luke Skywalker or, anyway, it doesn't matter, or Lando? Luke Skywalker. These figurines that are coming out these days as well, they're not really the same kind of build quality. I've got a big set behind here, and it's kind of why I wanted to focus that in the frame a little bit more. It's because this is really the future of everything. It's for adult people who want to create dioramas. I mean, this right here is a set of the Navarro bar, the Cantina on Navarro, and we've got the Mandalorian. I've put in here Quill, and you've got this bar with Grogu, and I've got a little droid there. It's kind of like a B1 battle droid. He's holding two shot glasses. It's cool, but it's so far out of this price point of this. I mean, what is so not accessible to kids these days? Because think about it. I mean, yeah, sure, I'm a grown-up kid and I want to go buy all of this stuff, but why? Why would you make something so unobtainable for these children? Think about all of the parents who, I mean, I know, especially in Australia, we're going through a big recession at the moment. The government doesn't want to tell you. I'm not going to bring conspiracy theory into this one, but the government doesn't want to tell you, that there's a big recession at the moment. Our dollar is crazy bad. We have it's probably about like 5 potatoes for an American dollar. You know what I mean? Like that's effectively, we're just dealing in fruit and random different vegetables here. And, maybe selected meats, maybe 6-inch figurine meats, if you know what I mean. I'm tagging back. But, look, it's hard. It's hard for so many families these days who are going out there and they have to spend, especially in Australia, they have to spend $35 at an EB Games. Now, I wanted to leave this one in the bag here because, I mean, okay, this is our thing, EB Games and Zing, right? So I'm going to put actually my, the retro Mandalorian, I actually really like him because the old school figurines, they actually stand up properly. I can just stand him up. These ones, I have to put blue tack on their feet. You can't even see that because I didn't even want to show you. I'm going to show you something here that is it bewilders me. I've got a Kanan Jarrus Star Wars Rebels figurine. Now, this one's a cool figurine, but what's it got? Actually, what's it got? It's got a basic lightsaber. I mean, personally, I love the lightsaber. And Mortis FM, by the way, don't go at me for this one. I love the lightsaber. I think it's really, really cool. But for this figurine, something that's so basic, it's a basic figurine with a card back, that's $35. $35 for that. That's pretty wild. I don't agree with that. I really, really do not agree with that. And the thing is, I have this receipt here because I kind of wanted to show the only time you can really buy these kind of figurines are when it's on sale. You've got all of these scalpers everywhere in this world. Look, okay, I've got it for $9. I don't know if you can see that. I got that one for $9 on a sale. It was a flash sale and it was the lowest that it's ever going to go. That's because no one wanted these figurines. My local JB Hi-Fi, when I first started this channel a year ago, it had a plethora of figurines. I would go in there almost every single week and just pick up a figurine. It's the reason why my cabinet is so full. I used to go every single day. It would be such a cool routine. Like I'd go in there, I'd finish at the gym on a given day. Maybe I wasn't going to work at the end, because I work night shifts when I'm at a bar. But, I'd finish, I'd have like a little bit of a self-care day and I'd go out, I'd buy a figurine and I'd chill out. But I can't do that anymore. Over time, it was too expensive for JB to actually hold on to a lot of the stock. And they were funneling it out. They were funneling out all of these awesome figurines. And honestly, the only people that suffered were the kids. People who scalp all of this crazy stuff. I mean, like in America, you have access to the Ghost and everything like that. And yeah, sure, you have it in Australia as well, but we get it so much later on. We have stuff like the N1 Naboo Starfighter, which I've got right here on my set. You've seen that every single time. I mean, that's expensive. I mean, here it's $200. Why? Why does it have to be this expensive? Well, because they're just kind of price gouging and they know that we're going to spend it. We know that a lot of adults are going to do it. So is there even going to be a future for these kind of figurines? I don't think so. I think something like the trading cards is actually where we're going to go. Something like this one, but not just this one. We're also talking about stuff like this guy. So this is a Mandalorian card that I got. For any of you guys have seen my Woolies unopening, unboxing, sorry. I have the Mandalorian card here. I absolutely love it. I mean, like those kind of cards, it's a TCG game. You want to be able to play the game. You want to be able to use it. But is that going to be the future of cards? Well, maybe. There's been a massive surge of online TCG gaming with Pokemon TCG Pocket. Now, I've been playing TCG Pocket like literally the whole time. You actually, if you want to find me on there, I'm Mando. I mean, if you guys actually send me in your Instagram DMs if you want to add me as a friend, I'll send you my friend ID. I won't chuck it up on here, but I'll send me a DM if you actually want to do it, and I'll 100% I'll play with you. You can see my Wonder Picks. I only do free stuff, but I've been getting pretty lucky lately. I got a Tyranitar. Kind of cool. But, is that going to be the future? Well, I went into EB Games when I was going to pick up this, and I actually saw something crazy. I mean, in America, Star Wars Unlimited has been the future. It's been amazing. Seth from Beyond the Dune Sea has been showing everyone about all of these amazing things that you can do with Star Wars Unlimited. It's a really, really cool game that you can play with all of your friends. You don't really need a lot of cards. Something like Magic the Gathering that I've been learning. I mean, like, I've just been getting the Lord of the Rings Magic the Gathering, which is kind of cool. But, like, to see something like that where you need 40, 60 cards in a deck to actually make it viable, you don't need that with this one. They come with starters. So there's going to be a Mandalorian and a Moff Gideon that I'm going to buy. I want to buy because I want to do it for the channel. I want to show you guys maybe that might be, a live that I could do, just kind of gaming with my friends and just kind of have a camera on the board and just show all of this stuff. I think it'd be cool, something that's interesting. But I saw that there and I thought, well, maybe in Australia, that's going to be it. It's going to be the random little expensive things that you can get, or you can have all of the random merchandise. Now, for me, I have this cup. I don't know if you remember, like when I first did my channel, I would drink out of this every single night just to make sure every single thing of my channel was going to be this huge Star Wars amazing little group. You know what I mean? And it kind of just didn't really work out because I don't really like microplastics in my system all the fucking time. You know what I mean? I have glass ones. I'm not going to bring it out because it was Grogu and I was like, oh my God, everything I've got is Grogu. Literally this Lego. What, you know what I mean? Like this, I haven't done this Lego. I was going to do that for, I'm actually going to do a live stream with that most likely. I'm going to do that with my girlfriend. It's kind of cool. I had too much Grogu stuff. I will talk about Lego in just a bit, but to have this random kind of merchandise, I feel like that's really going to be where Australia goes. I don't know about America. I mean, I haven't been to America. I haven't lived in America at all. No, I've never seen anything to do with anywhere else in the world other than Scotland. Scotland had a really cool Star Wars scene, actually, mainly because they do a lot of filming over there in the UK and so on. So they have like a bunch of cool Star Wars stuff. But, we can also have this kind of merchandise, everyday items. I remember there was a time that I went into EB Games, which I don't like how they chuck so much money into, like, they make you spend so much money on everything there that you could get the exact same thing in another website and it would be literally $10 to $20 cheaper, which doesn't seem like a lot, but over time you actually do save a lot of money. But then it transfers into something like this. So we've got little animatronics here on my set. I've got my little Grogu. I love this guy. I think he's a really, really cool dude. I mean, this is a cool animatronic. You've got random things like sorry, I wasn't even talking to the microphone. You got random things like the badge that you got on there. But is that enough? Is that enough? This was $100. That was $30. For what? For a pin. For anything that I could just have Star Wars on the logo. It's like another $10 to $20 more. It's like weddings. Oh my God, every time you have wedding on it, like wedding flowers, it's gone from $20 to $120. I'm not even looking at, I work at weddings. I'm not looking to get married, except for Tia. Tia, I will marry you soon. I actually promise you that. If you're watching this, I will actually be marrying you soon. Yeah. That's cool. Don't tell her. If she's not watching this, don't tell her. Actually, don't tell her. Don't tell her. I already told her. Sorry. Oh, Grogu. You're going to have to go down, buddy. Look, in the early 2000s, with the creativity that was all of the Star Wars toys and everything around it, I mean, anything to do with Star Wars was just, it was beautifully thought out. It had a massive scene around it. Star Wars wasn't dying. And it's kind of easy to point the finger and be like, who's to blame? But really, effectively, it's the corporates at Disney. A lot of the time, the licenses that they send out to all of these people are so expensive that they can't spend the kind of money that they need to be able to spend in order to make the money back in a substantial profit. So they go for cheap plastics. They go for cheap, random things that don't really make sense. It's kind of crap that you would never really touch any more than twice in your life. It's stuff that kids can bang around and break and then leave and just never really touch again. And it's sad. It's sad because, I mean, for me as a collector and me as someone who wants to really, really enjoy this franchise as much as I do, I want to explore it more. I want to have more. I want to see more. I mean, you guys have seen my Mandalorian helmet. I love that kind of stuff. I love the stuff like Grogu. I think that kind of stuff is amazing, but it's so expensive. It's so hard to look at things and just go, well, that's going to be the future. That's going to be everything that you're going to see for the rest of your Star Wars time. It's hard and it kind of sucks. Sure, you can get a random deck of playing cards and, and it will have cool designs on it, but a lot of the time it's AI generated and it's just boring. So where do we go from here? I think a lot of the time people actually they underestimate their ability to be able to speak to these big companies, speak to the guys or the ladies who are in charge of these amazing corporations that can design and create these amazing things for everyone. But nobody talks to them anymore. No one really cares. It's kind of like, where do you go in this universe of just comparison? And, this franchise had these amazing toys and, well, I guess this is doing a little bit more. So, I guess we're going to have to ditch a little bit of the old stuff, which, Star Wars has had a very negative reception when it comes to a lot of Disney's projects. So, I would understand why they would not want to put too much money into that, because I mean, that's fucking basic. But why don't we just go together, band together into doing things that we want? I think for me personally, gaming is a massive pathway into amazing Star Wars worlds and different things that you can actually kind of change things on. Like you could do a whole Star Wars VR game. I loved that Star Wars VR game. That's really, really cool. You've got Star Wars add-ons onto already already VR games. I can't remember what it is. It's like witches and ogres or whatever it is. It's kind of like you see this amazing Star Wars mods and so on. So it's like, where do we go? You can't collect that. You can't really do that. Well, you can talk to the people. You can petition to have whatever you want. It's something that is like, people forget their voice. You don't need these random little cheap knickknacks to spend $50 million on plastic that's going to throw away. Now, for me, I buy it because I love having it on my set. I love the idea of having all of this kind of stuff. And I mean, personally for me, I love even just Lego. I mean, this one is, I love this guy. I think this guy's really, really cool. But I don't want to just constantly get this random plastic nonsense. For something like the TVC, I want to see something new. I want to see something exciting, something that we can batter together and create this amazing community of things that we actually want to see. Now, it also is something to do with laziness. That's the last thing that I kind of want to touch on, but the laziness when it comes to the latest products and the latest gadgets and whatever you see, which is Star Wars collectibles. It's something that, I can't really support. Now, this one is an amazing designed lightsaber. This is my first lightsaber. It's everything. I love this so much. I think it's a beautiful handle. It's everything that I wanted in a lightsaber. It's really, really cool, but it's a lazy design. It's really, really lazy. They could have done so much more with this one. Like even this sound font on the side, it's here. I'm gripping onto that side. I can't hear it that well. When I'm swinging, the smooth swing is nothing. I mean, the effects on it, the blade is not very bright. It's cheap. It's tacky. It's like I'm spending $400 on something like this. For what? To have it sit around, to use it as a microphone on the #1 Star Wars podcast in the world? Hey! It's stuff like that you can petition against. You can talk to them about. You can explain how they can cut corners and create a product that is actually good. But it's also a thing why I would really recommend going to secondhand retailers. Now, secondhand retailers, I don't just mean people that sell things that have already been bought by someone else or owned by someone else. Now, that is an awesome way to collect, and it's something that I've been kind of dabbling in a lot more, especially with the price of all of this kind of stuff. But, I would say the secondhand people that have licenses for small windows of time that they can create things and give you awesome products. It's something like Theory Sabers that can give you a genuinely beautifully designed lightsaber that, you don't actually have to spend a fortune on. Now, in Australia, yes, you do have to spend a fortune. You really do have to spend fuck tons of money in order to get something that is actually fully running. But, Theory Sabers that create this amazing lightsaber that is, genuinely art comparatively to this, is actually costs the same, if not a little bit less, with all of the discounts that he does all the time. Why would I want to buy this? Look for people like that. Look for the quality of random people. Look for the shirts from all of these amazing creators that are designing them all themselves and creating these really beautiful fan arts that are they actually look so much better than everything that you've seen. I mean, I've even got these little statues here, like this statue right here that my mate got me. Oh my God, I can't really hold it properly. My mate got me when he was in Japan. I mean, this Darth Vader, that's a secondhand retailer that creates this amazing artwork. Do that kind of stuff. Have it. Enjoy what other people are creating. Don't just get bogged down by this, well, I have to get it from a big company. Nothing's going to be right if I get it from a small one. I have to get it from the big because then it's reliable. Or secondhand. I don't want to give something a second chance at life. You know what I mean? Just do it. Do it, because I can guarantee you things are going to be cheaper, it's going to be more affordable, and you're going to collect more things that you've been able to collect ages ago. Now, for you scalpers out there, I hate you. I genuinely hate you. But, do what you do for money. Just don't screw over the kids. If you're going to be doing it to adults, sure, do it to adults, but don't do it to kids. Don't do it to the people that actually want to have this imagination. In a digital world, in a world that you're looking and staring into your phone 90% of your day, hours and hours of screen time. I mean, literally 7 to 8 hours on average per person a day. That's wild. That's wild. For people who are constantly stuck on this device in their hand, to be able to have something physical. To have something physical like this that they can explore their imagination, explore this world in a galaxy far, far away in the comfort of their own homes. That's what's beautiful about it. That's what's beautiful about these things, these random creations that we can have and these random toys. And look, by all means, go buy what you want. It's your money. Spend whatever you want and spend it however you want. But just remember, there's other ways. There's other ways to enjoy it, and there's other ways to kind of be in the Star Wars franchise. For example, right, I got this book right there. The one right behind, that's the Star Wars Blueprints. I got that one for, what, $20. That is a $150 book and it's brand new. If that gives you any idea on what we could actually have in this amazing universe, come on, give it a go. Give it a go. And tell me what you guys think. If you guys actually have any kind of like random little things that you want to show me, if you want to show me these awesome figurines that you've got or random little collectibles, send it through. Send it through to me on Instagram. I mean, like, I'm always there checking out stuff. So send it through. I love you guys so much, man. I actually love you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of you. I hope all of you have an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing rest of your weekend. This is going to be releasing at probably around like 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. So I hope you guys have a really great rest of your day in Australia. And for the people at night, I hope you guys have a good sleep and sleep well to my voice. Enjoy everything to do with your lives. Don't take advantage of the small moments, please. I love you all so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Till then, Blore on Mandalore, out.